I think that Mr. Peristέρης is with us online. Dear President, good morning. Can you hear me? I would like to welcome you. Thank you very much for your presence. What more, because from our first conference, you have been here to support us. We have been with us. You said that this initiative was direly needed, and you congratulated us for this. And thank you very much for your presence here again. Thank you very much for your invitation. The successful continuation of this conference shows that it is really very important and interesting for the audience, and I hope a fruitful meeting and a continuation also in the future. Dear President, I think that we should start the discussion with the very let's say important and relevant issue of the energy crisis, the current energy crisis. I would like to ask you, therefore, whether the recent rumors, especially during the last days, whether this expediency for us to leave lignite and go on to renewable energy is one of the reasons why prices have soared and the consumers have to pay much more now. First of all, I would like to prioritize the issues. If we all accept that both for the benefit of the world and for our own benefit, we should actually take measures to prevent climatic change or stall climatic change, and because everyone in the world right now agrees that renewable energy resources are important. If we take these as granted, I would like to answer your question as follows. We have been hearing a lot regarding this transition to renewable energy resources. That it is too expedient, it is too fast, it is not well planned, etc., etc. However, one should be concerned and should think about why the prices of energy have soared so much. This is not the first time this happens. Energy crisis, world energy crisis, were very frequent during the 80s, and the green transition is not at all to blame for the reason for why some production countries have decided to increase gas prices, not only in the States but elsewhere. Also, the green transition has not brought about the recent negotiations in a very difficult atmosphere about the prices of gas. You know that there are, let's say, permanent interests of certain countries regarding gas prices, and not only gas prices but generally speaking fuel prices. We should find a solution for our country, for ourselves. We're a country with a lot of wind, a windy country, a very sunny country, and should profit from that. So, given the fact that this is going to be very difficult winter, we should not make the mistakes of the past. We should try to foresee, anticipate what the future will bring in the area of energy. In order to achieve some measure of energy security in the coming months and years, we need to enhance renewable energy resources energy production, and also improve storage capability, which unfortunately is an area where no measures have been taken at all until today. Having heard what the minister and Mr. Famelo said, I would like to add that a clear position is required at this point, despite any reactions of the public opinion, which of course are, in my opinion, not entirely understandable, because rumors go from one place to the other in Greece and cause reactions. So we need a clear political decision, which of course would actually be in favor of renewable energy resources, and this should go should actually include, let's say, regional and local authorities, because there is no other solution. It is the only solution that will work now and in the future in the field of energy. The only solution is renewable energy resources. I do agree with you, dear Mr. President, and I believe that whatever pressure can be exercised by the political forces should be exercised to that end. But regarding natural gas, we do have an increased demand for natural gas, especially due to the fact that base units are required. So, given the fact that natural gas is a necessary evil, what should we do? Unfortunately, excuse me, Mr. Panagoulis, but I would like to say that the penetration or increased penetration of renewable energy resources does not increase the need or the demand for natural gas, but reduces it. The more renewable energy megawatt hours we produce of renewable energy resources, the less we are going to depend on natural gas. So this is not true. It is not true that the more energy we produce from renewable energy resources, the more dependent we will be on gas. Also, the fact that we have not been doing anything for renewable energy resources for at least 10 years is a mistake, because we could have already reduced our dependency on natural gas. The fact that the wrong projections regarding the natural gas prices have already increased our expenditure for natural gas to 300 million euros instead of the 120 million euros, which was the initial projection. So we need to turn to other energy sources. We should never lean on only one energy source. We should try to organize ourselves to produce energy from solar energy, to install both land wind farms and offshore wind farms, and expand our production, renewable energy resource production as much as possible. And of course, we should never see things in the short term. We should always act in the long term with a good planning. And this entails for us to also create storage capability. Speaking about storage capability, let me tell you two things. First of all, it has been mentioned by distinguished personalities that we need increased capabilities to store energy, which of course right now the current technology regarding batteries is not capable to provide. So we need storage capabilities, large-scale storage capabilities that are safe and secure in order to promote renewable energy production at low cost. Are you saying that in the sense that not only batteries should be used to store energy? I'm saying that right now batteries are right now used to store energy, but we need to find other ways. For example, we need to find safe ways, long-term storage methods, and what more? In this country, where the balance of payment is a constant problem, we should try to find ways to store energy in a way that does not affect that. Batteries, for example, are such a way. And they are useful for that reason. Let us go back to the previous issue. And let me add something else also, which I think has been mentioned already. There are already two big installations, storage installations in northern Greece, established by the BBC. These stations could be used as hubs in order to connect the entire grid. These stations will then be used when the system is installed. And I think that the economy achieved will be impressive. I would like to go back to the issue of the reactions, which I personally believe very important, because I have often met people that are genuinely interested and not, let's say, have other agendas or hidden agendas, let's say, or are simply, prejudiced. They are genuinely interested about the environment, about their local community, about their country, and are mainly against wind turbines, wind farms. I would like, therefore, to ask you, is there no reason why these reactions are caused in various areas of the country? Is there no truth to them? Has all the measures been taken? On the contrary, what is happening right now, in my opinion, is that there are serious reactions against wind energy of two types. The first type is when we have wind turbines that do not blend, are completely incompatible with the landscape and the surrounding area. And the approach is that we'd better not have any wind turbines. The best solution is to install wind turbines, but wind turbines that blend with the environment. For example, what would have been the state of the region of Arcadia today if we didn't have the power station of Megalopoli that had quite a few reactions when it was established at in its time back in the 60s. So I do admit that there are reactions, and these reactions are serious reactions from serious people, and that they are right. On the other hand, we need wind turbines because there is no other solution. We should not just react and refuse without offering another solution. Dear Mr. President, you said, and you spoke about interconnection, a large-scale storage and renewable energy resources, which are the three very important pillars of long-term energy security. Do you think this could be achieved without renewable energy resources? I should say that renewable energy resources are necessary to dramatically reduce the cost of energy. So to really reduce the cost of energy is necessary, and then renewable energy resources create jobs, not only low-profile jobs, but also medium and high-profile jobs. And that also should be taken into consideration. For example, in offshore wind farms. This should be, let's say, manned by high-profile specialists, which of course will bring back people that have been working abroad for years and years, Greeks that have been working abroad for years and years, and now they can come back to their country and find a job. And this will affect also other sectors of our economy. I have been hearing also people say that renewable energy resources and the green transition will affect consumption, because all the consumers will try to be let's say to find energy from renewable energy resources, and what are we going to do, etc., etc. These are absurd things. They have no sense. You should know that EPAs, so contracts of a supply of energy from renewable energy resources are already on the market. So anyone can find energy from renewable energy resources already. So, understanding the need of the country, of the government, to support the consumers in the view of the current energy crisis, we should not we should avoid to any hasty and unplanned moves. We should organize the development of energy renewable resources in a structured way. And we should also clear some misunderstandings. For example, the fact that renewable energy resources are subsidized. It is true that in the beginning there were subsidies, but let us not forget that according to an IMF study regarding fossil fuel energy production, costs $5.9 trillion. We have seen that. So there's no comparison with renewable energy resources and their subsidization. Naturally, financial health and viability is, of course, an issue, but I think there's enough information about that. We don't have any more time, Mr. President. If you want to close with, I think that what we have heard already from previous speakers has been quite enlightening, but let me say one more thing. I think that renewable energy resources will reduce not only dependency, but also our, how should I say, our need, our servitude, let's say, to other countries or from specific energy resources, and this should be taken seriously into consideration. Thank you very much for your presence, even online, and let us hope that next year we are going to be here again to discuss on